Here's the lightly paraphrased version with the same tone, pacing, and storytelling style preserved. I never forget the exact moment a boundary gets crossed. It was a Sunday evening, having dinner with my family, and the room was filled with warm laughter. Then her voice sliced through it, cold and mocking. My wife's daughter, only 20, leaned back in her chair and said, "You're not even real family. Don't tell me what to do." The entire table fell silent. My brothers looked toward me, waiting for my reaction. My mother lowered her gaze, ashamed on my behalf. I took one slow breath, calm and controlled. Later that night, I pulled her aside, not with yelling, not with anger. I simply asked for respect. I reminded her that this home, this life, was something I had worked hard for, something she benefited from every single day. But then my wife stepped in, and her words cut deeper than the insult itself ever had. "She is not your daughter. Don't correct her." My chest burned inside, but my expression remained still. I smiled. Just a small, cold curve on my lips. Nobody in that room understood what that smile truly meant, but I did. That was the night everything between us shattered. I married her mother 3 years earlier. I had stability, money, and a deep desire to finally have a family of my own. I welcomed the girl into my home, paid for her tuition, bought her a car, and helped build a future for her. I believed love would change her. I believed time would eventually make us family. I was wrong. Instead, she treated me like I was temporary, nothing more than a walking wallet. And her mother encouraged that arrogance. The same woman who once promised I was the man she respected more than anyone else stood there defending her daughter's cruelty. That night, lying awake in bed, the betrayal grew sharper and sharper inside me. It wasn't only about disrespect anymore. It was about revelation. They had shown me exactly who they believed I was. Disposable. And soon enough, they were going to learn how wrong they truly were. I never confronted them again after that. No shouting, no threats, no raised voice, only silence. I allowed them to believe they had won. And quietly, I planned. First, I reviewed every document. The girl's car was under my name. Her tuition was paid directly through my accounts. Even the apartment lease near her university belonged to me. Every piece of comfort in her life traced back to me. Then I called my lawyer, a man who knew how to move without asking unnecessary questions. The car title was revoked. Her university tuition was cancelled before sunrise. The apartment lease was terminated. In less than a single day, I dismantled the future I had once built for her. The following morning, she walked downstairs casually scrolling through her phone, completely unaware. I was already sitting at the table, dressed for work with coffee in my hand. She suddenly froze. Her voice shook as she asked, "Why does my portal say my enrollment is cancelled?" I said nothing. A few minutes later, she rushed outside. The driveway was empty. The car was gone. Her scream echoed through the house. When she stormed back inside, her face had gone pale. "My apartment. The landlord said the lease is over." "What the hell did you do?" Her mother came running in behind her, eyes full of panic. "You can't just destroy her life like this." That was the moment I finally looked up. Calmly, I placed my coffee cup down. "She is not my daughter," I said, repeating the exact words she had used the night before. "I don't correct her. I don't provide for her. Not anymore." Silence followed. Heavy silence. Crushing silence. My wife's face lost all color. Her daughter's lip trembled. The arrogance was gone now, stripped away completely, leaving behind only fear. But I still wasn't finished. Revenge is never a single strike. It's a slow unraveling. I closed the joint account my wife once had access to. I contacted the bank and froze every card she used without thinking. Every luxury she proudly enjoyed, the jewelry, the expensive dinners, the clothes, all of it had been mine to provide, and mine to remove. So I took it all back. Within a week, the daughter was begging her mother for money, for rights, for help. The university refused to let her return until every unpaid due was cleared. Her car remained locked away in a storage lot, hers only in memory. And my wife, she felt the pressure too. Friends whispered behind her back. Family members started asking questions. She tried to act unaffected, but every public outing reminded her of one painful truth. The security she enjoyed was never hers. It was mine. The confrontation finally came 1 week later. I returned home and found both of them waiting for me. My wife's eyes were red from crying, while her daughter sat silently, completely broken from her usual sharp attitude. "You've made your point," my wife said softly. "But she's just a girl. You can't punish her this way." I looked at them carefully. Mother and daughter. The arrogance that once filled the room had disappeared, replaced entirely with desperation. "I didn't punish her," I replied quietly. "I simply stopped rewarding her." Then her daughter finally spoke, her voice cracking apart. "I'm sorry." It was the very first apology I had ever had come from her mouth. But it wasn't really for me. It was for survival. I nodded once before turning toward my wife. "You chose her over me. Never forget that. From this moment forward, your choices come with consequences." That night, I slept peacefully for the first time in weeks. Not because I destroyed them. No. Because I reclaimed myself. I reminded them both of a simple truth. Respect is not a gift. It is a debt. And I refuse to fund people who spit in my face. My smile returned, not a cold smile from that night, but a different one. Quiet. Satisfied. They wanted to show me where I belonged, and in the end, I showed them exactly where they stood.